Yes, good morning, students, and welcome to the class of Microsoft. Good morning, Rajneesh sir, and a warm welcome to you, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Sir, you may please start the session, sir.
Very good morning, guys, and welcome to today's session of Excel. Yesterday, we had learned about many advanced concepts in Excel, including the lookup functions. Okay, we learned about the VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, and different scenarios where we use the lookup functions. How do we use it there? And we also learned about data validation. I think that was already taken day before yesterday. So many things we had learned yesterday also, including consolidated data. Uh, all those things were covered. Now, another very important topic, highly important topic is pivot table. Okay. This is one of the most important topic in terms of advanced Excel. If you tell somebody that I know advanced Excel, then they will definitely ask you whether you know the lookup functions and pivot table. These are the most important concepts in terms of advanced Excel. Okay, when it comes to advanced Excel, these are the most important two topics. Yesterday we had covered about the lookup. Now today, let us see pivot table in detail. Before I get into the pivot table, let me give you some insights. Let me give you some other theoretical informations on this. Now, when we talk about the data analysis, why do we wanted to analyze the data? Okay, can I just put it in the Q&A session? As per your understanding, why is data analysis used? Where is data analytics used? What is the importance of a data analytics? Right, if you can put it in the Q&A session, whoever is listening to this, we can take it as a discussion initially. Then we will move on to the concepts. Okay, somebody was telling for decision making. Wonderful. Then what? I want everyone to respond. What is your thought about data analysis? Okay, so Sonali also telling for decision making. Rahul is telling to get insight from the data available. Good. Variance analysis. Okay, good, Monica. TP extract information. Okay, to extract information useful to business. Good. That was from an anonymous participant. And Nishan tells it's to make the decision effective. Right? Monica, performance appraisal. Okay, performance appraisal. All these are, applications of it. Right? You are talking about the application side. You are right, but I'm asking the concept. When is the data analytic concept so important? To analyze what future improvement can be made from data analysis for company development. Excellent, Roshni. Any other thoughts? Whatever you have told is correct only. Okay, whatever you have told is correct only. It makes us know to know about the data. Good, right? To simply the data as okay, I think it's to simplify the data as per our objective. Good. To know to business effectiveness. Wonderful. Help to predict future trends for the business. right? Management will use to improve current position. Wonderful. Sorry. Okay. To gain meaningful information from unstructured data. Excellent one. To take error-free input for making the best output. Good. To overcome difficulties and predict future performance. Detection of errors and frauds. Okay, that is also very important. You are right. When you are preparing this as a report, it will help you to detect the errors and frauds. Effective and efficient use of data to know the trend, to know market trends, to product improvement, etc. To formulate a strategy for decision making, to achieve objective from mass data available, to make a budget, estimating data for future company. Super, excellent guys. I'm so happy to see so much of interactiveness here. And whatever you are telling is nothing but right. Okay, all these are correct. Any which ways, I'll also explain it from my part so that everyone is on the same line. Okay, so now data analysis is, see, what is the most important thing for a company? What is the most important success mantra of a company? I would tell, if you ask me, I would tell to make right decisions at right time. This is the most important. All the other things will follow accordingly. Okay, but making the right decisions at the right time is highly important for a company, for any organizations to be successful. If the decision is bit wrong, then everything will go for a toss. Okay, so they should be able to make right decisions at the right time. Now, how do we arrive at right decisions? How do we arrive at right decisions? One second. How do we arrive at right decision? We get to make the right decisions by analyzing data. Right? This data can be past data. Okay, most of the data is the past data only. Right? For example, if we have a sales data for the year 2023. Okay, and we are formulating a strategy for 2024. Okay, when we are formulating the strategy for 2024, we must have the data for 2023, right? This is a must. But if it's a new company, if 2024 is their first year of operations, then they'll have to look on the previous data of similar other companies. They'll have to look on the market data, right? So wherever this data plays the most important role. So here they can see what was the marketing cost last year. Okay, vis-a-vis the sales value. Okay, this is one major thing which we need to understand so that we can prepare the marketing budget for 2024. Which product performed the best and in which area? Which product performed the best and in which area? So that we can focus on that particular product in that area so that our sales can still be improved at least 20 to 30% in the coming year. Okay, we can also see what did the sales boost by discount, by offering discounts. All these are things, all these are data which we need to analyze when we are formulating the strategy for the next year. When we are formulating the strategy for the next year. And for all these things, what we need is data. Okay, but by just gathering the data, will it be meaningful? No. We must prepare insightful reports from the data. This is very important. We must prepare insightful reports from the data. We must be able to prepare insightful reports. So it should have, see, we call it as informed decision making. Okay, when we are talking about the decision making, it should be informed decision making. Informed decision making can be made only by analyzing the data. Okay, and for analyzing the data, we should have insightful reports from the data. So if the data is completely scattered, if the data is completely, it's all rows and columns, all the data has been filled in one full table, it will not give you any insights. It is not going to give you any insights of that, any of those sort. But you can prepare insightful reports from the data, and to prepare insightful data, we use the tool called pivot table. Okay, so pivot table helps you to summarize the data. Okay, and to create various reports, and even to visualize the data. We can even have the visualization of the data. So many things we can work on the pivot table. Okay, using the pivot table. So pivot table can be used to summarize the data and to create various reports and even to visualize the data. All these are possible using pivot table. We'll see this one by one. What are all the features available in pivot? So first thing, we will learn how to make a pivot table. Okay, and okay, let's learn how to make a pivot table. Then we will also learn how to manage with the pivot tables. Right, let me get on to my data. Now, let us understand this data first. There is a company. Okay, there is a company. This company, the order details for the years 2011 to I think 2014. Okay, all the years from 2011 to 2014 data has been given. Each row of this particular table is the details for one particular order. Okay, all these are single orders. For each order, we have order ID, we have an order date, the customer name, the country. Okay, before that, let me first just give me a moment. I'll rearrange this column. I wanted to rearrange this column. Okay. So this company is having operations in 3 different regions. Okay. North region, central region, and they also have operations in south region. Okay. North region, central region, and south region. And inside each region, there are some countries. Okay. Inside each region, there are some countries. And inside each country, there are some states. And inside each state, there are some city. Okay, so region, country, state, and city data is available for each order. Then regarding the product, these are all products. Okay, regarding the product, we have the segment. Okay, ship mode is not a part of this. I'll move this ship mode to maybe somewhere here. Okay, so regarding the product, the company have got 3 segment of products. Which are the 3 segments? Home office is there, consumer is there, and corporate is there. 3 segments: home office, consumer, corporate. And we also have 3 categories of products. First category is office supplies, furniture, and technology. 3 category of products: office supplies, furniture, and technology. And each category have got different subcategories. Okay, each category has got some subcategories, and each subcategory has got some products. Okay, so it's category, under category there is a subcategory, and under subcategory there is a product. Now, how the order has been shipped, whether we have used the economy plus or economy or priority, which mode we have shipped this product. Then we have the discount for that particular order. Okay, for each order, if we have given some discount, that will be given here. What was the bill value? The sales column will show what was the bill value for that particular order. Okay, and what is the profit which we have made out of this particular order? And what is the quantity? Okay, I think quantity column also should come here. So talking about the okay, this is the quantity of that particular product which is been ordered here, which has been built here. Okay, and the discount which you have given for that order, the value for that order, and here it's a profit. This is the profit which we have got from that particular order. But for some orders, we might be taking that order incurring a loss. This minus 26 shows that it's a loss. This particular order has given a loss. But why should any company sell any product for loss? Because that there may be different reasons. Maybe this particular customer is a high value customer. This particular customer is a high value customer. In that case, one order we may incur loss, but in another order we may have made big profit out of his order. Okay, or he is a very good reference guy. He refers so many other customers to us. So even if we incur some loss to this particular customer, it is not a big loss for us. Okay, ultimately when we are counting, it should be the profit only. Right, so these are the columns. These are the fields for each order. Like that, we have somewhere around 8,047 orders details. 8,047 orders details, right? With all these details. So it's a huge data, right? It's a big data. So by seeing only this data, can we get any insightful information? Can we make any decisions only by seeing this data? No. So, for example, you wanted to know what is the sale value for north, south and central. Okay, how much sales has been done for the north region, how much total sales has been done for the south region, and how much sales for the central region. If there were no pivot table, if the concept of pivot table was not there, then we would have been using is equal to sum if function, right? We should have been using sum if function. Only using sum if function will you be able to get this sales value for north, south and central. Right? So if there were no pivot table, then we will have to use sum if function. So it's a bit tedious. We can get details. It is not that we cannot. We can get details, but it is a bit tedious. Right? So that is where the importance of pivot table comes. Okay, so we are going to develop a pivot table from this data. Not one pivot table, we are going to develop multiple pivot tables, multiple reports using the pivot table feature. Right. Now, the first and foremost thing when we are working with a large amount of data, I would always suggest you to select the whole data and convert it to a table. Control T. Converting a data to a table, we already had learned. We had learned in depth of table. Right, we had learned in depth of table in terms of our when we were talking about the table. I think day before yesterday, we had learned about table in depth. So that is what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to convert the whole data to a table. Now, is this step mandatory? No, the step is not mandatory. Converting this to a table before we create a table, it is not mandatory at all. But I would always suggest you to do that because this will help you in many ways. This will help you in many ways. Okay, so I would always suggest you to convert the data if it is a large amount of data before you work on anything. Not forget about pivot table. If you whatever you are going to work on that particular data, convert to a table so that you get so much of easiness on working on this data. Right? Once this is done, you can go to the insert tab. You can go to the insert tab. Under the insert tab, there is something called pivot table here. Okay, click on this pivot table. Now, this is the box which you will get here. First thing which you have to provide here is where is your source data from where the pivot table is to be made. Where is your source data from where the pivot table is to be made. So here the source data, this is the table. So this table have got a name, right? We had learned about the naming of the tables. Okay, but we did not change that name. So it is by default the name of this table is table 1 only. Since we did not change, the name of this table is table 1 only. So that table name is being referred here. Okay, this table name is being referred here, table 1. It is automatically taken. Okay, it is automatically taken. I did not type that name. It is automatically taken. Now, so from where do you need to create the pivot table and where is your data source, and then here where should you place your pivot table? At this point, I'll select new worksheet. So a new worksheet is to be created. We will not create it. It will automatically create a new worksheet and place the pivot table there. So I'll click on OK. So if you can notice here, you'll find that sheet 3 has been created automatically. We did not create sheet 3, but it is created automatically. Right? Now, once you get this, this is the area to develop the pivot table. Okay, and you'll also find another box on the right side. You'll find another box on the right side like this. Okay, this box will contain on the top box. Here it will contain all the list of the fields available from the source data. So whatever headings, whatever field headings will be shown here: order ID, order date, customer name, region, country, state, city, segment, categories. All the field names has been populated in this box. Now you will also find 4 blank boxes here. The first box is filters, second box is columns, third one is rows, and fourth one is values. For 4 blank boxes has been given here. Okay, now I am trying to create a report with region wise sales. First, let us understand which are all the columns which we need to get it here, which fields has to be brought into the pivot table. Since it is region wise sales, we need to get the region column and the sales column, right? We need to bring in region column and the sales column to this pivot table. No other columns has to be taken, right? No other columns has to be taken in this case, because we are only looking at the region wise sales. Now let me click inside the pivot table again. So I'll get this box again. So here you will have the region. So region 1, I am taking this to the rows box. Okay, the region, I am taking this to the rows. So I've got the rows. I've got the region updated in the rows box. Clear? Now, the next column which I need to get is sales. But sales, are we getting that sales value just like that? No, we have to do, there is a calculation involved, right? Where we need to aggregate. There is an aggregation required, right? Because we wanted to get the total of sum, total of the sales, sorry, total of the sum of sales for central region, sum of sales for north region, and sum of sales for south region. So which means there is a sum involved, there is a calculation involved, right? So that calculation is called aggregation. Aggregation can be anything. Okay, aggregation can be sum, it can be average, it can be count, it can be max, it can be min. So many things. Aggregation can be any of these, and there are still more aggregation methods also. Clear? So now, whenever you wanted to have a field with calculations, whenever there is a calculation involved, in that case, that particular field has to be taken to values. Okay, that particular field has to be dragged into the values box. So whatever we are taking to the values, an automatic aggregation will be done. An automatic aggregation. By default, if it's a numerical value, by default, it will show the sum as the aggregation. It will do the sum as the aggregation. It will do a sum. Clear? So sales value has been taken to the values. Now, if you can see here, our report is ready. This will hardly take 1 minute of your time to create this report. If you are using SUMIF, then it will take hell lot of time. But here it's only drag and drop. You need not know any formulas here. Okay, everything is calculated automatically. Okay, and we'll also learn how to change this aggregation to average, because as I told you, by default the aggregation is taken as sum. Okay, sum is used as the aggregation. So we will learn how to change this to average or any other aggregation methods. Okay, that we will learn it later. But this is a basic pivot table which we have prepared. All right. Now I am going to create one more pivot table in the same sheet. Sheet 3 I am going to prepare, where here I am going to prepare the new pivot table. So I'll go to the order data. Again the same steps. Select any cells inside the order data. Okay, and go to the insert tab. Click on the pivot table. So there is no change in the source data. Source data is table 1 only. This is my table 1, no change. But here I am not going to create a new worksheet here. I need to have this in the existing worksheet, because sheet 3 is already created. I want the new pivot table in this sheet only, which is already created. So in that case, I'll choose existing worksheet. Now, when we choose existing worksheet, you also have to mention which sheet and which cell. So click inside the box, go to sheet 3, and click here. Click inside the box, go to sheet 3 and click here and click on OK. Right, so here I am going to create one more pivot table. This pivot table, I want the region wise, segment wise sale. Okay, it should be like this. I should have the north region names here, north region, central and south here. And in the column headings, I want the segment names: home, office, consumer and corporate. Okay, so in this cell, I should get what is the total sale for north region for home office segment. What is the total sale for the central region for home office segment? What is the total sale for the south region for home office segment? Similarly, what is the total sale for the north region, consumer segment, and the other segments as well? So this is the value which is to be populated here. Again, if we did not have a pivot table, then we should have been using SUMIFS function. We had learned about the SUMIFS function, because we have to see two criterias. Okay, we have to look on to two criterias. We have to go to the region table or region column also, and we have to go to the segment column also, so that we are getting the correct SUMIFS function. We are getting these correct values. But since we have the pivot table, you don't have to use this SUMIFS function. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the region only in the rows. I am going to take the region only in the rows, because in the rows I need to have the region names to be populated. Now, second column which is affected here. So here actually in our example we need to have region, segment and sales, right? So three columns, three fields we have to use in this pivot table. In this pivot table we need to use three fields. So one region we have already taken. Now second field is segment. Now segment I will put it in the columns. Segment I will put it in the columns. Now I've got the segment also. The remaining field is sales, and since sales we have to do a calculation. Okay, there is a calculation involved in this particular field. I should take this field. I should take this sales field to values. Clear? Now this pivot table is called multi-dimensional pivot table. Okay, where when there are values in the rows and when there are values in the columns also. Okay, when we have the fields in the rows and we have other field in the columns, then we'll have then this pivot table is called multi-dimensional pivot table. So here we have got the corresponding values populated automatically. No function was used, only dragging and dropping. We have got the second pivot table. Clear? All right. Now, we are going to learn another type of a pivot table, which is called a drill down pivot table. Okay, which is called a drill down pivot table. Let us learn what is this drill down pivot table. As I told you earlier, in our data, we have regions are available. Under regions, okay, under regions we have different countries. Each region we have different countries. Under each country we have different states, and under each state we have different city. Okay, this is called as drill down. So inside region this is countries, inside country we have states, inside states we have city. Now imagine we have the data, imagine we have created a pivot table where it is showing region wise sales. Now when we are drilling down this region, it should show what are all the countries. When I'm further drilling down on the countries, then it should show states. Again I'm drilling down, it will show the cities. So this is what we are trying to make it here. Let us come to the data. This is how we are going to prepare a drill down pivot table. Very simple one. Creating the pivot table. Now I hope you understand this the steps. This process is very simple and same for all the pivot tables. So again, clicking any cell inside the table. Okay, go to the insert pivot table. Go to the insert and click on pivot table. Source data, there is no change. Okay, existing worksheet, I wanted to have the pivot table. I'll go to the sheet 3 and select this cell because this is my location. This is my location where I wanted to have the new pivot table populated. Okay, then click on OK. Now in this portion, I will get the space to create the new pivot table. So here, as I told you, we need to have the region field, the country field, state field and city field. Okay, and the sales field also. So these are the fields which we are using, which are going to use in this particular pivot table. Okay, so I'll take the region to the rows. Okay, all the regions has been populated in the ROS. Now I'll take the country and put it under the region in the ROS box itself. I'm not going to put it in any other box. I'll add the region, country names also to the ROS. Then we will add the state name to the same box. I think it's not visible. 1 second. Okay, so state name has been brought inside, and I'm taking the city also under the state. Okay, and next field is sales. Since there is a calculation involved, I'll take the sales to the values. Okay, so we have got the pivot table ready. I'll show this one by one. Okay, so now we have the total sales for central region, total sales for north region, and total sales for south region. Now when I'm drilling down this, I'll see, 1 second, let me collapse this. Okay, so we'll see all the countries under the central region. Okay, we'll see all the countries under the central region and the sales value in that particular country. Now, when we are further drilling this down, I'll see the state names. I'll see the state names inside this country and what is the sale value for that particular state. So Austria 79,332 means it's the total of all the states. It's the total of the sales for all these states. Okay, this is 79,382. Now, when I'm further drilling this down, I'll get the cities for the state. Okay, these are the two cities, and both of these cities have contributed this much sale. So the total of these two is the state total. Okay, the total of these two cities is the total sales for the state. Clear? And total of all the states, all the state values is the total of the country, and total of all the countries is the total for the central region. So we are actually drilling down our data to get to know more, and to dig down to the data so that we get minute details. What is the another example for drill down? Let us take this example. As I told you, we have category. We have different category for the products. We have subcategory for the products, and we have the product name. This is another example of drill down. Now, another important drill down is on the date table. Okay, is on the date values. For example, you wanted to see year-wise sales. Under the year-wise sales, you also wanted to see the month-wise sales. And then, under the year-wise, you wanted to see the quarter sales, then the month sales, and then the day sale. Okay, this is another example of drill down. This drill down will be automatically created. These drill downs, we made it. Okay, I had in this pivot table, let me show the field list. In this pivot table, I manually had added region, then the country, then the state and city, right? I manually dragged it down onto the ROS. But if you're taking the order date, let us create one more pivot table using the same data. Insert pivot table 1, existing worksheet inside this location. Okay, I'll select this cell as the location, and I'll click on OK. Now, here I am going to take the order date. This field is being taken to the ROS. Okay, when we are taking order date, you can notice that the drill down has been automatically created. Okay, automatically created. For example, if we had, sorry, if we had taken some category, if we had taken category, only the category will be displayed here. Subcategory we'll have to take it manually, because Excel doesn't know there is a connection between category and subcategory. For Excel, these are two different columns. That's all. Okay, and the product, then the product we'll have to take here. This had to be taken manually. Each one had to be taken manually. But in this case, when we are taking the order date, automatically the drill down has been created. Automatically the drill down has been created. If the column is standard in the standard date format, only if the column is identified as the date format in Excel. We had learned about that, right? How to know whether this is a date or not, how to convert this to a date. All these things we have seen earlier also. Okay, so now I'm going to take the sale values. Okay, now let me come to this pivot table. Now you can see that 2011, this is my total sales, and this total sales has been come from 4 quarters. Okay, for each quarter I have Jan, Feb and March. Okay, for quarter 1 we have Jan, Feb and March, and inside of Jan these were the dates, and for each date what was the sale. Okay, so this drill down had been automatically created by Excel. So dates are automatically considered as a drill down value. Clear? But if you don't want this, I just wanted to see only quarter data, quarter and month data. I don't want to see year here. Okay, in that case, you can go to the field list and you can remove this particular field. That is also possible. How do you remove? You can remove this by clicking this and dragging this outside and leave it. Click there, drag it outside and leave it. This is how remove a field from the pivot table. So here I can only see the quarters, months and the date. So year has been vanished. Clear? So this is what happened when we are working with the date column for the pivot table. I am pausing it here. Any doubts till this point? You can check for the doubts. Whatever doubts you have now, you can till this point. If it is clear, you can put a clear message also. Whatever we have discussed till this point, if it's clear, you can put a clear message. Otherwise, you can check for the doubts.
Students, please message if you have any doubt. Please post it in the Q&A section. And if it is clear, please post it that it is clear.
Yeah. Okay. So clear. Can you please share the Excel data? I'll definitely share this. We'll find out some solution to share all these files with you. Clear? Okay. All these are clear messages. Thank you so much. Can you please repeat the last order field? Last order field once again. Can you specify which topic? Anonymous. It's from an anonymous participant. It's asking, can you please repeat the last order field once again? If you can specify the topic, I can repeat. Screen, I have switched off the screen for the time being. Can you explain again, sir? What do you want to explain again? You want to all the 1 hour session to be explained again, or only one single topic? If you don't understand, please let me know. How we know what item we should put it in row and column? See, that is what. See, okay, that's a very good question. How do we know what item we should put it in the row and a column? So here you should also apply some logic. Okay, you should also apply some logic. For example, I'll share my screen once again. Imagine I am creating a pivot table. Insert pivot table and existing worksheet. Here I am going to create one more pivot table. Okay, and I am taking the country to the rows. Okay, I am taking the country to the columns. Let us assume I am taking the country to the columns and sales value to the values box. Okay, so columns we have the countries and some sales in the values. So if you can see here, you'll have to scroll so much so that we'll be able to understand what is each country doing. Right? Instead, if we had country in the rows, it would be easier for anybody to understand this. Right? So that is where you have to apply a little bit of logic. How you should visualize this first. What is the report? What kind of report we should make? Okay, you should visualize this first on your mind. Then you start creating pivot table. Then it will be easier for you. Hope it's clear. We'll be covering ChatGPT in Excel. I'm trying to cover. Let me try. Should we drag down region, country, state in the same order? Result will change because country is inside the region. Region is not inside the country. See, it will not give you any error as such. It will not give you any error, but it will not be meaningful report, right? It will not be a meaningful report. I'll show you that also. Let me come to this, which was the pivot table where we have done the drill down. This was the one, right? Okay, here, let me remove all these. Okay, I'm just removing all these things. Now I am going to add country. Then I am going to add the region. Then I am going to add the city. And then I am going to add the state. Excel will not give you an error. Excel will not give you any error. But what is the meaning of this data? Are we getting something? Are we able to understand something from this? No, right? So how can a region be inside a country? Okay, region is outside the country, right? So one region will have multiple countries. It is not that one country is having multiple regions. Clear? So again, apply the logic there. Okay, apply the logic there. Okay. No, it's all good that you are asking these questions. Okay, I'm happy that you are asking these questions because these are the genuine doubts which anybody would might have. Okay, I think it will need practice to keep it in mind. Definitely yes, because this is not all. We still have to cover some more topics in pivot table. Okay. Actually, I want whole 1 hour because of my college lectures. I was not unable to listen. Dear anonymous participant, okay, do you think it will be good from my part if I'm doing it 1 hour again? Because we have so many other participants also, right? So hope you understand. If I'm taking the 1 hour again, what would those participants will do? Right? So please understand this. My network was not at all time. Now it's okay, sir. Can explain all, sir. Again, the same thing. I have to tell. Can you please repeat the last order date field? Order date field where you created the pivot table with the quarter wise and month wise sales. Sure, that I will do. See, this is one. These kinds of doubts I can definitely handle. Not a problem. If you want me to repeat only one specific portion, or if you have some doubts specifically onto that pivot table, I can do that. But asking me to cover this 1 hour portion again, Janvi ma'am, how should we deal this? You can also pitch in. You can also give me some input on this. Some people are asking me to cover the whole portion from the beginning.
Sorry.
I don't have any problem in covering, but
no, sir, but it will be difficult now because covering the whole topic again. So students, what you can do is go through the recorded sessions when it is available. Then
right.
it will be better.
Then it will be better. Correct.
Yes.
Sure.
Because taking the whole topic again, it will be difficult. So many classes we have started from 25th. Now today is the 4th day, I think so.
No, they are asking me to cover the whole topic from the morning, from 10 a.m.
From morning, okay. Then too it is difficult, sir.
So that's also difficult, no? 1 hour portions again repeating because there are other participants who already have attended this. So it will be boring for them also.
Yes, sir. Correct.
And our portions also will not move ahead.
Yes, sir. Sure. So once this is over now, what happens is students, you do one thing, go through the recorded sessions, or when in the evening, when you have time, go through the same link only. In the same link, you copy and paste this in the browser. And once you paste this in the browser, click on watch on web instead. So it will be like a recording. It's not a recorded session, but it will play. So from the morning, which topics you have missed, you can go through that once again in the evening.
Oh, that option is available. Super. Okay.
Yes.
That will be definitely helpful for this.
This what they can do is they can copy and paste the same link in the browser and click on watch on the web instead. So the students can go through the topic that is taught in the morning once again in the evening also.
Sure. Super. All right. Now, somebody was asking a specific doubt. Can you please repeat the last order date field again? you created the pivot table with quarter wise and month wise sales. Fine, that I will do. That is not a big deal. Okay, let me create a fresh pivot table for that. I'll go to insert, pivot table, existing worksheet, and in sheet 3, I'll select this cell and click on OK. Okay, now when I'm taking the order date, onto the ROS, okay, what I was trying to tell is it will automatically create a drill down. Okay, it will be divided to years, then to the quarters, then to the months, and then to the dates. Right. So if we were adding some other fields, this automatic drill down would not have happened. Only since this is a valid date column, okay, that is when you get an automatic drill down. Only for the date columns you will get an automatic drill down. Okay, then I will take the sales. Okay, then I'll take the sales to the values. Now, whatever pivot table which you are seeing here, is now the year wise sales. What is the total sales per year till 2014? And you can drill down this. When you click on this drill down once, it will show the quarter wise sales for this particular year. What is the sale value for each quarter? You can again further drill down this so that it will show all the months in this particular quarter. Okay, which will show the sale value for that particular month. Okay, so adding this value will give you the quarter total. Adding this value will give you the quarter total. Okay, and if you again further drill down, you will get all the dates. You will get all the dates and the values for that particular date. What was the sale value happened in that particular date? Now you can collapse this. So you will get the year-wise sales again. So this is what we had discussed regarding the quarters. Now, one more thing which I had discussed there was, if you don't want the years, you wanted quarters directly. Okay, you have to omit this particular year. I only wanted the quarter, then the month, then the date, only those three. So in that case, you can remove one single field also. You can remove any of these fields individually. How do we remove this? For example, I wanted to remove the years. I'll drag this years outside this box and leave it. Now years is vanished. There is no years here. So here I'm directly getting quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 and quarter 4. Okay, so this quarter 1 shows the total sales for all the years. This quarter 2 shows total sales for quarter 2 of all the years. So this will have 2011 Q1 plus 2012 Q1 plus 2013 Q1 plus 2014 Q1. All these data summed up together is this value. Okay, likewise, all the years Q2 total in this. Clear? So that is what happens when we are removing that year field here. If we are removing the quarters field, then what would happen? Then it will show all the years January sales put together. All the 4 years January sales put together. Okay, that is what I'm seeing here now. When I'm removing the quarter also. So now there is no year, no quarter. It is directly starting from the month only. So in that case, I'll be getting the January data for all the years, February data put together for all the years. So that is what happens when we are working with the date column in pivot table. Hope it's clear now. Report should be concise and precise. Very true. What exactly you are teaching? My God, I'm teaching Excel actually, and inside Excel I'm teaching pivot table. How we delete pivot table? Definitely, I'll take you through that. We have not touched on that part. I'll take you through that. Because my college time 10 to 10:40. So that's why it's creating a problem. You must join the classes regularly and stay in the class until the attendance, because the attendance. You must log in Microsoft Teams. Somebody is telling. Okay. Will you cover ChatGPT? I'll try to cover ChatGPT also. If time permits, I'll cover ChatGPT also. That copy and paste link apply to Word class. Copy and paste link. Okay, for all the classes. Thank you, sir. It's clear now. Fine. Thank you so much. Sir, will you be covering ChatGPT in Excel? I'll try to cover ChatGPT also in Excel. I've repeated this many times. I'll try to cover if time permits. Okay. So now we are going to learn further on this pivot table only. Okay, we have to learn some more concepts in pivot table. Just give me a moment. Okay, again some more doubts. Can you repeat country region again? Okay, I'll do that. I'm not getting quarter sales column when I'm selecting the date. See, if that quarter sales column will be working only if your date is a recognized date. Okay, Excel should recognize it as a date column. Okay, we had learned about that in our another class. Okay, so only then this quarter and month will come. Sir, actually, I just wanted to ask in this training, will you cover basics of AI? I'm trying to cover if time permits, just for knowledge purpose. Okay, sure. Okay, and somebody was asking me to repeat the country region again, please. Okay, I'll do that. That drill down report, I'll do that once again. So here, if I wanted to create a pivot table, okay, where I need to have the region, okay, under the region we need to have the countries, under the countries we need to have the state, and under the state we need to have the cities. Okay, so in that case, we have to create a pivot table like this. So go to this pivot table, go to this source data, click on insert pivot table, table one, and in existing worksheet, let me go to the existing worksheet, this cell, I'll click on OK. Now here I'm trying to make a pivot table. Okay, here I'll take the region to the rows. I'll take the region to the rows. Then I'll take country. Okay, on below to the region on the rows itself. Then I'll take state below the country on the rows itself. Then I'll take city below the state. Okay, so region, country, state, and city. Now I will take the sales to the values. Now our pivot table is ready with the drill down. So if I'm collapsing this, okay. So now I have the total sales value for central here. When I am expanding this, I can see all the countries in the central region who have contributed to this sale. For each country, what is this total sale? Okay, and then I'll expand this further so that I'll get the state names. Okay, all the states which has contributed to this particular country sales. Okay, these are the states who have contributed to Austria sales. Now I'm drilling this further so that I'll get the city wise sales also. So region, under the region, country, under the country we have the state, and under the country under the state we have the city also. So that part is also clear. Now please park your questions. Okay, now please park your questions. Please listen to this. Okay, now next thing which we are trying to learn is how do we delete a pivot table. Okay, how do we delete a pivot table? To delete a pivot table, the easiest method is select all the complete pivot table. Okay, select the complete pivot table and press the delete key. Okay, do not just select only one cell and try to delete. Okay, instead select the whole of the pivot table and press the delete key. That's all. That's how you clear the complete pivot table. Now there is no pivot table at all. That pivot table is completely gone. Right. Now, another important topic which we need to learn here is, let me get this field list. As I told you earlier, we have different type of aggregations. Okay, we have different type of aggregations available in pivot tables. So by default, when you are taking a value column, you will get the sum as the aggregation. Okay, since it is having numerical values, since the sales field is having numerical values, I am getting this sum as the default aggregation. Now I wanted to change this to average. Let us assume I want to change this to average. Now I'll go to this drop down. Okay, and I will click on this value field settings. Okay, I'll click on the value field settings. And then from here I can select the average and click on OK. Now I am getting the average of sales. Right, so this way you can change the aggregations. If you want to have the maximum sales per region. Okay, which is the highest sales for, what is the highest sales for central region? This. Highest sales for north region is this. Highest sales for south region is this. Clear? So like that you can change the you can change the total, I mean the aggregation method for the values box. Clear? One more thing which I wanted to tell you here is, for example, I wanted to know how many orders, how many number of orders has been there for each region. Okay, number of orders per region, number of orders per region. How do we count if it was to manually count? Okay, if we were to manually count this, we'll have to count each row. Okay, each row or each order ID is one order. Each order ID is one order. Okay, so I need to count for the central how many rows are there. How many rows are there for central region? How many rows are there for north region? Okay, if we did not have a pivot table, then we would have used this function called countif, right? Countif function would have been used there if we did not have pivot table. But since we have a pivot table, we have an option to get the count also. I'll select this. I'll again insert another pivot table, and in existing worksheet only in the location where we have this location, I'll create. Okay, so in this location, I will take the region only to the rows. Now, to the values, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to take is not the sales, not anything else, but I'm taking the order ID. I'm taking the order ID. But since order ID is not a numerical column, you see here, this is not a numerical value. This is an alpha numerical value. Alpha numerical values in Excel will be considered as text values only. Alpha numerical cells in Excel will be treated as text value only in Excel. Okay, so since this is a text value, it cannot give any sum. It cannot give any average also. Right, so that is why by default the default aggregation has been changed to count. I did not change this to count manually. It automatically by default it is giving you the count. So that way we are getting how many orders are there for central and what is the grand total number of orders for the across 4 years. Clear, guys? So whenever you are taking a text value, it can only give you the count and some one or two other functions. That's all. It cannot give you sum. It cannot give you average. Right? Okay. Now, let me take the. Do we have the country sales here? Yeah. Okay. Let me take this pivot table. Okay. Country wise sales. Now, if you want to filter any one particular country from this, the filter is by default, it is there. When we are creating the pivot table itself, we will get a filter. You don't have to go here and activate filter. Okay, you don't have to do that. If you want to just filter this, for example, I wanted to see only the data for Austria and Denmark and Finland. I'll click on OK. So I'll see only the data for these 3 countries. So that this filter is inbuilt in the pivot table. But you wanted to have another filter here. Okay, you wanted to have another filter where we need to filter it on the basis of category of products also. Okay, I wanted to filter the same data on the basis of category. So category field is not there here. In our pivot table, we did not use category field. One second, let me take the field list. Okay, so here only the country and the sales field has been used. Category field has not used in any of these boxes. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to take the category to the filters. Category to the filters. So normally we do not take, okay, normally we only take a field which is not there in this pivot table to this filters box. For example, here we have the country and the sales. So we will not again add country. We will not again add country to the filters. We don't do that, right? We don't do that. So, and we cannot do that also. We cannot have the same field in the filters and the rows at the same time. When I'm trying to add this to the filters, from the rows it has gone, it has applied it to the filters. From the rows it has been removed automatically and it is added to the filters. So you cannot have the same field in the filters and the rows boxes at the same time. So if you wanted to add some filters here, then it should be a field apart from these two fields. It should be a field apart from these two fields. So here I'm going to take the category to the filters box. Now I have got the filters enabled here. Okay. And this filter is connected to this pivot table. So whenever I am trying to filter only furniture data, this pivot table is getting updated. Okay. Now this country wise sales which I am seeing here is only for the category furniture. Okay. Here again, if I am going to technology, I am clicking on OK. Now whatever value I am seeing here is that of technology only. Okay, including this total. This grand total also will get updated automatically. Grand total also will get updated automatically. So that is the filter box. That is how we use the filter box. Clear? So now there is another way of creating a filter in Excel. Okay, I'll remove this filter. 1 second. I'll remove this filter. There is one more way of creating adding this filter. Okay, there is something called slicers. In the pivot table analyze, we'll have something called slicers. Okay, insert slicer. Again, this is, I think, only for the versions 2016 and above. Okay, slicer option is available only for the versions which is 2016 and above. Okay, now I'm trying to insert the slicer here. So which field are we using for the filter? We are going to use the category field for the filter. I'll select the category and click on OK. And click on OK. So this is another type of filter. Instead of we are having a drop down here, here in the box we are able to see all the values in this category. All the unique values in this category is being shown here. Now, when I'm clicking on one particular value, you can notice this pivot table getting changed. Okay, when I'm clicking on office supplies, this pivot table also will get updated automatically. Okay, I'm clicking on technology. Now this is getting filtered. Clicking on furniture, this is getting filtered. So this is another type of filter, but the look and feel is different. Okay, the look and feel is different. It is not like it is just a drop down. The complete look and feel for this particular slicer is totally different. Hope it's clear for you. Right now, One more thing here which we wanted to know. When I'm clicking on this particular category, only this pivot table is getting filtered at this point of time. Okay. Okay. Before I come to that topic, let us also understand one more thing. Each and every pivot table which we create will have a unique name. Each and every pivot table will have a unique name. How do we know the name? Click anywhere inside the pivot table, go to the pivot table analyze. Under the pivot table analyze, you will find this pivot table. Click on this small arrow mark. Under this, you will find this name called pivot table 2. So by default, it will be pivot table 1, pivot table 2, pivot table 3 like that. Okay, but if you want to change the name for each pivot table, it is possible as well. You can change this pivot table to, maybe I'll rename this as region segment sales. Region seg sales. Okay, I'll press enter. Now this pivot table is now region seg sales. Now this is region sales. So I'll go here. I'll rename this pivot table to region sales. Okay, so this is how you know the name and change the name. Wherever it is required, you can change. Even if you don't change, there is no problem, but still it will have a name. It will have a default name assigned to it. Okay, now let me get back to this particular topic. So now what I'm trying to tell is when I'm filtering this data, only this pivot table is getting affected. I want all the pivot tables to be affected. Here, a month-wise sales is there. I want to get only office supplies month-wise sales if I am clicking on this office supplies. So this pivot table has to be affected. This has to be affected, and even this also has to be affected. This also has to be affected. Each and every pivot table has to be updated according to the filters which I am choosing. How are we going to connect? See, if it was a normal filter, you can only have one filter associated to this pivot table. Okay, that filter will be associated with this pivot table only. You cannot add it. You cannot add other pivot tables to that filter. Okay, but if it is a slicer, then we have an option to connect the slicer to multiple pivot tables. How do we connect? Now, when I'm clicking on the slicer, I'm selecting the slicer. We have an option called a slicer. We have a tab called slicer which has come up. Inside the slicer tab, you have an option called report connection. Okay, click on report connection. Okay, click on report connection, and you will see all the pivot table names. In this particular workbook. Wherever we have the pivot tables in this workbook, all those pivot table names will be displayed here. It will tell me what is the pivot table name and where is that pivot table, which sheet is that pivot table. Okay, but all our pivot table in this case is in sheet 3, no other sheets. So now what I'm going to do is I'll select all the pivot tables here. Okay, you can select all of these pivot tables or any 1 or 2 pivot tables to be connected to this slicer. Okay, that is your option. But here, for our benefit, for the learning benefit, I'm selecting all the pivot tables and I'm clicking on OK. Now I'm clicking on the furniture. Okay, I'm clicking on the furniture. This pivot table has been changed. Now you can see, you can verify this by looking at the totals. Let us verify this by looking at the totals. Grand total is 6,38,000. Here also it is 6,38,000. Clear? Now coming here, this is another date table, quarter table. This also 6,38,000. Coming here, country wise, this also 6,38,000. Coming here, grand total, this also 6,38,000. Then the region wise sales, this is average. Okay, average. Okay, definitely there is a change in the average. It's not the sum. Okay, and the count of the order ID will also show this is 1238. Okay, now I'll go back to the slicer. I'll select technology here. I'll select technology here. Now notice the totals and the values has been changed. It is now 8,86,000. It is not 6,38,000. Okay, this is 8,86,000. This is 8,86,000, and even this here the average has been changed, and it was 1283. It was 1283 for the furniture. For the technology, we have 1,523 number of orders. So this is how you work with slicer, and you can beautify this slicer also. You can select the slicer and you can have different color combinations, different style settings for the slicer. For example, I am taking this, so the complete color pattern has been changed for the slicer. Right, and if you wanted to multiple select, for example, I wanted to select technology and furniture. Normally when I'm selecting one particular category, the other category selection would have been gone. Okay, if you wanted to select multiple category names, then you need to click here. Okay, multi select, there is an option called multi select. Click here. Now you can select multiple items. For now I am taking furniture and technology. So the pivot tables will be showing the consolidated value for furniture and technology. This is that 6,38,000 plus 8,58,000 something. Okay, all this is showing consolidated sales value for furniture and technology. Consolidated values for sales furniture and technology. So this is all about slicers. Now slicers is a very important tool when it comes to dashboards. Okay, when we are creating the dashboards, we will use slicers. I'll try to include to create one sample dashboard using the same data. Okay, I'll try to include that part also in our course if time permits. Till this point, hope it's clear for you. What is a slicer? What is a filter? What is a slicer? And where is slicer used? And how to connect different pivot tables to slicer. Okay, I'll open for the Q&A after this. Now, okay, now another very important thing to be understood here. Okay, I'll change this to sum only. 1 second. I'll get the sum value only here. Please give me a moment. All right. Okay. Now notice what is the total sale. Okay, notice what is this total sale. I'll note this in another cell. 23 lakh 48,482. Okay. So I've noted this value in a separate cell. Now I'll go to my source data. I'll go to my source data and I will change. Okay, one more thing which I'll note here is what is the central total sales? 131, 52, 53. This is my sales for the central region. Now I'm going to the source data and I'm going to update a sales value for central region. Let me take one central region order. Okay, this is one central region order. I'm going to update the sales value. Okay, instead of 90, I am making this to 1090. So which means I am straight away adding 1000 to the sales. Now I'll come back to this data, come back to this pivot table. Is there any change? Is this updated? Is this updated? No. Both are showing the same value as it was earlier. Okay, it was 13 lakh 15,253. Okay, the same 13 lakh 15,253 is still showing here. So whenever there is an update in the source data, then you must go to the pivot table and click on this refresh button. Only when you are clicking on the refresh button, now you can notice the change. Now this has changed to 13,16,253 and the total also has been updated. It was 23,48,482. Now this is 23,49,482. Clear? So all the data, all the pivot tables would have been updated now. So each and every time, whenever you are changing the data, whenever the data is getting updated, you must go there and refresh. If this pivot table you have made it to somebody else, you must educate them to refresh the data, at least to refresh the data. Otherwise, they will not get the updated data in the pivot table. Okay, why Excel is not giving it as an automatic update? Because when we are working with pivot table, Excel consumes so much of random access memory. Excel consumes so much of memory, temporary memory, so much of memory is being used. Okay, already it is using so much of memory. So if they have an automatic connection between the source data and this, what happens is that every time Excel have to go there and check if there is any update. Okay, so it will take huge memory, which might, if your system doesn't support that, it might hang your system also. Your system might get hanged also, which is why Excel is not giving an automatic update. Okay, there will be a reason, right? If Excel can do all these things, if Microsoft can include all these things in Excel, giving an automatic refresh option in the pivot table is not a big task for them. But they have kept it separately because to support your system also. Okay, so and to save unnecessary memory wastage. Clear? So that is about the refresh button. Okay, and now, okay, for example, when you are clicking on a pivot table, if you are not able to see the field list, Okay, when you're clicking on the pivot table, you are not able to see the field list. Then you must go to the pivot table analyze, and here under the show button, you have field list available. Okay, click on field list so that you get the field list here. Okay, normally field list will be docked. Okay, like this it will be docked, and these boxes will be bigger in your system. But I have some problems in my system. That is why I'm not getting this boxes bigger. That is why I'm just undocking it. Okay, that is why I'm undocking it so that I can show you this better. Okay. Now, one more thing which you have to understand is the source data. When you're taking the source data to create a pivot table, which are all the possible source data, if you ask me. We can take the data from Excel. We can take the data from another pivot table. Okay, and we can take the data from SQL Server. We can take the data from MySQL. We can take the data from Access. All these are database management. Okay, from all this data, you can, from all these sources, you can take the data and you can create pivot table in Excel. That is also possible. Right now, I'll open for the Q&A, and then we'll break for the lunch, and we'll have to cover some more topic in terms of pivot table only. Okay, some more topic is to be covered in pivot table, and we'll take it maybe post the lunch session. Understood, sir. Thank you. Somebody is asking if we want new MS version, we need to update. See, if you are upgrading it from 2016 to 365, then you will have to pay for it and buy it. You have to purchase. What is the definition of pivot table? Pivot table, the word meaning, don't ask me. I'm not that great in that. But pivot table, why is pivot table used? To summarize data. In one word, if you're asking me, pivot table is a tool to summarize the data. Okay. If you want to see sales of last 2 years, how we can do in pivot table. So here we can. Okay. Okay. So you are asking for the last 2 years only, right? Then see, normally in the filter tab, when you are adding a filter, I mean normal data. I'm not talking about the pivot table. If you're adding a filter to the normal data, you have an option called a last year and last 2 years and all. There are options, I think. But in pivot table, last 2 years options is not available. But you can specify the years. You can specify the years in the filter. That is possible. Okay. If you want to have 2013 and 2014 data only, you can specify those years and get the data in the filter. If you want, okay, what is the option beside the multi-select in slicer? That is, near the, okay, I'll show that again. Okay, imagine I'm adding, sorry, I'm adding a slicer here, insert slicer. Okay, insert slicer, I'm adding the category only to the slicer. Okay, so somebody was asking me what is this particular thing. So this is an option to clear the filter. I want all the data back to its position. Okay, so I'll clear the filter here. So all these things will be by default selected. So that is that button. Screen is not visible. No, I have just switched it off. Yeah, I've just moved out. Any other questions?
Yes, students, any other questions? Please mention it in the Q&A section.
Otherwise, we can break for the lunch and assemble back at 1 o'clock so that we can learn some more concepts in pivot table. There are any maximum limit of data interlinking through different sheets, because more the number of sheets, more the memory will be in use. Yeah, it's all depending upon your system memory also. Okay, it's all depending upon the I mean, Excel doesn't have any restrictions, but your system might give you a restriction. Clear? Okay, then I think we can break for the lunch, Janvi ma'am.
Yes, sir, sure.
And we can come back, assemble back at 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir, sure, sure. So students will be taking a break now. It's a lunch break. So we'll resume back at 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.